welcome to Audio Addiction. We have Pacific Radio with us, and he can say his name and what he does in the band.
Hey, I'm Joe Robinson. I play guitar and sing the vocals in Pacific Radio.
Awesome. So my first question, Joe, how did you start out Pacific Radio? How did you get your members?
Oh man, me and this Joe, the bass player, we were in an old punk rock band in Los Angeles, and that ended, and then we decided to grab a drummer and start these other things. Like, he had these bass lines written, I had a couple songs written that I was messing around with, and then we recorded our demo with the guy, and he was this dude that a friend of a friend, and we really got along, and I always thought that, like, you know, I got to free myself up. I was hitting pedals and trying to sing all the lyrics and doing all this stuff. It was really like it locks you down, man. So I was like, let's free it up a second, and we put this guy in, and he was like, yeah, I've been mixing, and I've been mixing your damn songs for months now. I know them. And he was a guitar player in another band. So he came along and played one show. He was like, let's do this. I was like, all right, let's do this. And then our drummer moved away, and we were looking for a drummer, and this guy, the new guitar player, Kyle, was like, I got this drummer in my other band who's insane. He's like a music reader. He's spot on, like. And we grabbed him, and now that's our band 2 years later, you know?
That's cool. I like how, you know, kind of the two bands almost merged into Pacific Radio. I think that's really cool.
A super group, my man.
Super group, I like that. My next question, Joe, I know you've done a little bit of touring, but when you're home, what are some favorite venues you guys like to go play a show at or see shows at?
I really like... there's a joint down the street called Bordner's. They got a backstage patio. It's really kind of unknown that they have music. They're an old bar, but in the back they have a patio and a stage and a good sound system, and it's outdoor and people can hang out. There's a bar, but it's almost like a speakeasy thing because people only know about the front of the bar.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so we got a show there tonight actually, but we did like a first Wednesday of every month residency there this summer. And it's just cool because it's in the middle of Hollywood, like literally a half block off Hollywood Boulevard.
That's nuts.
And it's yeah. So we're trying to make that around, and other places around that are insanely cool. Or like Harvard and Stone has a great vibe, and a lot of good bands come through there. There's this venue called School Night at Bardot in Hollywood. That's a good one. The East Side's blowing up with like the hi-hat and the echo and all that, and we're trying to get through there very soon.
Nice. My next question, Joe, what are some of your musical influences?
I was raised on 60s. my old man has so the 60s, the melody, the simple chords and melodies like instilled in my brain. And then growing up in Minnesota, I went through my Replacements phase and all the Husker Du and that kind of thing, and combined with the Rolling Stones, and then through the early 2000s and that rock and roll kind of the Strokes and the Hives and the Stripes all came along and kind of blew it up with like raw guitar rock, and that kind of stuck with me. So it's kind of a culmination of all that garbage, you know what I mean?
But it's good stuff. I mean, Rolling Stones, I could pick out the Strokes, I'm a huge fan of as well. And I also like the diversity amongst the different artists that you're listening to. It's not just like you're pulling from a lot of stuff from your past. You're pulling from stuff that, you know, the Strokes obviously not. I mean, they're still around, and they weren't that far off. But I mean,
right.
Like, it's really cool, and I definitely feel like it reflects in the type of music that you guys put out for sure.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, I went through a Del Shannon and an ELO phase, and then a Talking Heads phase about a month ago, just because they're good songwriters and they're good melody makers, and they do things that'll stick in your head after you listen to them. You know, it's like, what did they do in that song that I can't stop humming it? You know?
That's awesome. All right, Joe. My next question, kind of a follow-up to influences, and you may have already answered it a little bit, but what have been some bands that you've been jamming more recently?
More recently, I like this band, the Growlers.
Yeah,
they've been sticking with me. I like the guys. I like their vibe. I like the guy's vocals and his wording. I've been getting back into like I don't know, man. I've been listening to a lot of old Beck. I've been listening to I like how he does unique things in the studio. Like he'll clang a pipe against the wall, and that'll be like the foundation of the song. It's like, what did you just do there, man? You know, and then like little things like that. I'm going through a Libertines phase right now.
Okay, cool.
Do you know those Libertine guys? Like that's just wild shit. And I want to get back like the Drunken Replacements where the tempo is all off. Not that was good, but that was their thing, man. And that's kind of what the Libertines did. It's all over the place and they're shouting over each other. That's always fun to me. But if you can take that, I think, you know, I think we need to refine that a little bit. But because you can't just go out there and be wasted now because there's a million different artists coming up behind you.
Yeah, absolutely. But it would be cool to bring back that sort of essence of those bands. I think that would be
just a fun camaraderie, you know? That's kind of what we're going for. It's
some lighthearted fun, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
There we go. All right, Joe. My next question is a fun one. If you guys could pick a song to cover, what song would it be?
Oh boy. We just did some covers, which we had to. We had to go up and play like a couple hours in Napa.
Oh,
that's
nice.
Now burned down. That horrible story, but yeah, right. On my cover, personally, I what was that one that we did? Billy Joel. You may be right. That was it.
Nice.
I've always wanted to do either Psycho Killer by Talking Heads, but I think that's been done a lot. or Billy Joel, you may be right, because that's got a cool like bass line, guitar line, and the melody's awesome, and you could really, if you speed it up about 20 beats per minute, it's a real burner and so fun. The drums and the chorus are like, you may be right, you know, it's like, it's all right, man.
Yeah, that would be, I mean, obviously, hopefully you guys play that. I mean, obviously you play it live, but I'd love to hear maybe a recorded version of that. That'd be super sick.
Yeah. Yeah, covers are weird. If you do a cover, you got to make it your own. Otherwise, you know, people are going to judge like you don't sound like Billy Joel. So you got, and you can't sound like Billy Joel.
Of course.
So it's like you got to kind of twist that into your own thing. It's fun.
And for me, like, as somebody who goes to see a lot of artists and they do covers and stuff like that, I always appreciate when they take their sound and they're able to, you know, take what they, you know, bands that they like or they love, and they're able to, you know, like, really show that in a unique way in their sounds.
Totally.
Definitely appreciate that. But my next question, Joe, another fun one, of course, favorite food to eat?
Favorite food to eat?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. I like, to be honest, man, I can't get away from the LA street food.
There you go.
The tacos, there's insane, like, cool food trucks everywhere down. I live about 2 blocks off Hollywood Boulevard.
Oh, sick.
And just walking down there, it's a full-on, you can't even plan what you're going to eat because every other truck is going to be excellent. but there's some damn good street tacos out there. And burritos, oh, man.
Since you live so close to Hollywood, is there anything, do you have any, like, crazy stories about, like, somebody that you met that was famous or, like, something interesting?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, God. Okay. Well, just recently, my girlfriend works in a bar that's kind of an underground thing.
Okay.
And it's like the music scene goes through there. I can't say where it's at because it's like a hush-hush thing. But,
okay.
But the couple of weeks ago, Jack White came through there.
Oh, sick.
Mark Ronson has been in there with Josh Homme.
Oh, that's...
and, like all these people come through there. I'm like, who was in there tonight? She names off George Clooney and a bunch of, like, all this shit. So it's weird like that. Like, you can't be walking down the street and see anyone here. But when you get in a little niche of a thing like that, it constantly changes, but it's so random and so awesome that you can go out and see anyone at the randomest little tiny bar, you know?
That's so cool, though. And I feel like that's like Hollywood in a nutshell, though, you know? But
yeah.
Anyway, getting back to the music, Joe, If you guys could pick somebody to collaborate with, who would it be?
To collaborate with, I'd say I like what Josh Hong did with Eagles Death Metal.
Yes.
If I could pick a band to tour with, it would be Eagles Death Metal. But collaboration, I think that guy has it dialed in, the fun party aspect, and he's musical enough to do what he does with Queens of the Stone Age, and it's like what he puts his hand in, he gets it, you know. He like there's some songs the Eagles Death Metal sing that have like 4 different vocal lines going on, and he picks out the right parts in each take, and like brings them up, and there's guitars there. It's just a fun, and cowbell and hand claps, and let's do it, man. Let's make an album.
Awesome. My next question, Joe. Speaking about bands you would want to tour with, if you could compile a dream tour, who would be on it?
I would say let's start with. I'm going to say that we're going to open.
Okay.
You know, so we're going to open, and then Eagles Death Metal will come on, right?
Ooh, okay.
You following me?
I'm following you.
And then let's see, third, I'm going to throw out that the Strokes will play right before the Rolling Stones.
Ooh.
And then finally the headliner is our second set.
Ooh. So you're
we'll round it out. We'll bookend the night like a son of a gun, you know what I mean?
I got you. That would be sick,
yeah.
though. I mean, have that type of rock royalty in the building, that'd be insane.
Yeah, that would be insane.
All right, my next question, Joe. In your opinion, who puts on a great live show?
Wow. I think the passion of Jack White can't be denied. And anything that he does, like I really like the showmanship and the whole production aspect of like the Beck performance.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
because things are constantly like you're never bored. There's one little aspect, and then a freaking saxophone comes out. You're like, where's that? all right, let's do this, man. Let's keep this thing rolling. I even forgot the question because I'm thinking about all this shit.
No, it was just like best concert you've seen, like best performer you've seen. I think you kind of answered it, unless you want to add another person onto that list.
I'll stick with that. I will stick with what I said.
All right, there we go. My next question, Joe. Another fun question. Favorite TV show, favorite movie?
See, TV, I really like that show Black Mirror.
Ooh, okay.
You ever seen that thing?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, it's a trip, man. It's like a mind bender, and you know, it's hit or miss, but the good ones are really good. As far as movies, I got back into. I know it's a love-hate thing, and it's going to piss some people off, but I got into Napoleon Dynamite.
Ooh, okay.
The other day, and I rewatched that, and it's pretty damn brilliant. It's almost like a Wes Anderson-y kind of story with like huge characters. You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. That's like one of those movies that I grew up watching as like a
kid,
so it just resonates with me too. So I would totally agree and love that answer.
I can't say it's my favorite movie ever, but I gotta say that, like, as of right now, when you say what's a great movie, I go Napoleon Dynamite because I have real respect for it. You know.
I mean, it's an amazing choice, so I'm not mad. So my next question,
Fair.
Joe, if you could only listen to one album for a month straight, what album would it be?
Exile on Main Street.
Wow. Didn't even have to think about it, just knew.
Mm-mm. Nope, that's my jam. It's perfect. It's a perfect album.
There we go, Joe. And lastly, tell them about Pacific Radio, where they can find you at, and anything coming up in the new year.
We're on iTunes, Spotify. We've got a 12-song LP that just came out, getting great reviews. It's high energy rock and roll. You can get it on iTunes, Apple Music, Spotify. Our website, pacificradioband.com. We're on the Instagram and the Facebook. Just Google up Pacific Radio. You'll find a bunch of gems. Yeah.
There you go. Well, like Joe said, go check out Pacific Radio. All of the links will be in the description where you can go find out about their band. Go give them a follow on all the social medias, and go make sure to subscribe to their YouTube channel, which I'm sure that they have. And go check out their new album. It's sick. I mean, it definitely reminds me of those sorts of, nostalgic rock roots that are kind of, I wouldn't say dying out, but I like that this is bringing back the resurgence of rock for me. So definitely like that. If you like this interview, make sure to subscribe, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and thank you, of course, to Joe for coming on. Really appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching, of course. If you enjoy what we do, make sure to go check out the other series we do. We do album reviews, we do band interviews, and we do live videos, so definitely go check that out. Hit that subscribe button. It really helps our channel, helps us grow. Make sure to hit that like button as well. Go follow us on social media. That's all down below. We try to keep that as updated as possible. We also made a new website where we'll be posting photos of upcoming concerts and stuff like that, which you can go check out at audioaddictionmedia.com, and come get your fix with us, guys. Talk to you later. Deuces.